Hello everyone and welcome to the first semi-final match of Jet Set Radio Future Bingo, the only Jet Set Radio Future Bingo tournament where two teams battle out for the chance at street stardom. Today we have two phenomenal teams that have gone through trials and tribulations to join us today for the first of the semi-finals. In the pink corner we have a team that has had a rocky start to the tournament but have fought hard and taken on some incredible teams and came out on top since. We have the team that may very well be blessed by Jehovah. It's Twinkachu and Jamipap from Team Jehovah's favourite Catboys. And in the yellow corner we have a team that's not only consistently shown their ability to excel at many of the tricks in bingo, but have shown their ability to adapt to an ever-updating meta. Which is ironic given their team name. It's Yomsa and Nago from Team Fortress. These teams have been brought together by their performances in the round robin, and whoever is victorious today will be competing in the grand final. With me today to commentate this exciting match, we have the duo that thinks being able to prepare is only a suggestion. It's Alice Noon and myself, really. Hi Alice, how are you?
Hi, yeah, it's me. I'm here, back for some bingo commentary. It's going to be good stuff. I found out I was doing this about half an hour ago, so I'm going to try my best. It's not my birthday. I see you in chat, Jake. Stop it.
I didn't do anything. I'm innocent.
So yeah, JFC versus Team Fortress. And looking at the board already, it's going to be a spicy game, I think. Because if you take a look at column 5 and at row 5, column 5, we've got 3 quick souls in 99th. We've got Chuo and bottom point as well, and they're both relatively quick souls to get, but it's those 3 in 99th straight away that are going to be fought over, I think. Because as well, when you look at row 5, which contains one of those 99 souls, you have got 3 in FRZ, and then Hikage Crane. So spread out somewhat across the map, but 2 very like certain bingo potentials very early on in the game. When you especially look at Hikage as well, Hikage, Grind 20, and Cubby are both there as well, and they're all kind of clustered around that part of the board, which means that if you go for this FRZ Hikage play, you could get like a lot of board control very early and force your opponents to do some very interesting things.
Yeah, and honestly, I don't think I can add much to that. It's going to be a very interesting board with a lot of quick souls. It's going to be interesting to see where each team goes. I mean, 2 Hikage defaults, always a fun time. Like Wall Ride, always a bit interesting. Oh, and yeah, just so many. Oh, and Central Dock. Yeah, there's just so many quick defaults on top of quite a nice variety of, tape souls. I'm going to be really interested to see what each team does. They've revealed the cards on their end, so we're going to be seeing a start momentarily.
Also looking at the board, there's only one graffiti square that I can see on the board, which is RDH, which isn't one of the more notoriously horrible ones. I quite like RDH, actually. Oh, they're off. Let's go. Let's see where they go first.
Oh, here we go.
So Jammy heading straight over towards Shibuya. With Twinkachu going 99th, I imagine?
Oh, no.
No!
Kagane.
Into Kagane.
So we've got
Nago completely uncontested. Yeah,
Whereas
Nago meanwhile is
and
completely
Nago
uncontested. They're taking different bingos. Twinkachu is going for the FRZ bingo, I'm assuming, and Nago is going for the 99th one. But I think that's definitely the more sensible play on the side of Team Fortress, just because 99th is required for the other bingo as well. So this is just like the more solid play. Twinkachu might try and swing through bottom point and just deny that column 5 bingo on the way through.
Well, 50k
that might be
is a
something we see.
relatively easy one if I remember correctly. I say that as if I can remember any of the souls in this game.
Yeah, so either Twinkachu's going straight in for the points in FRZ, it looks like. I mean, this does make sense, because as soon as you see them start picking up 99th souls, you can just back out and go to bottom point, but Twinkachu's likely committing to this right now.
Depending on where Nago goes next as well, FRZ, not a bad play given that diagonal will exist. There's going to be a lot of defensive plays early on here from Jehovah's favourite
The diagonal.
Yeah.
The diagonal play here as well, yeah.
Top row.
I completely forgot about the center square
5.
there, Shibuya. Column 5, top left, bottom right. That's a deadly combo.
Those 4 squares there in such a perfect position to make you go, what the hell are they going to do?
Yeah,
you can't defend against this. You've got to just get squares and just hope that you can block whatever they're planning.
Yeah, absolutely. So Twinkachu right here going for the F-Aussie tape. I don't know if they're still committing to the idea of, like, I mean, they obviously can't because of 99th air. So Twinkachu trying to get the points unlock right now. I would kind of want to just rush middle of upper area and then go to bottom point. That would be my play right now, I think. Because that would deny both of the bingos. It's close to where you are, and right now instead you're committing to points that aren't going to get you anything. You have the tape, you have the advantage. I would personally leave right here. Because Yomsa... Oh no, Yomsa's going to F-Aussie as well.
Oh, F-Aussie. Oh, okay.
Okay. No one's taken the bottom point.
They're
they must
really
assume that
unless Yomsa's going for F-Aussie middle of upper area down tube. And really
I mean, that's such a greedy play, but it looks like it's going to play off because Twinkachu is not currently going for that. Unless they turn around right here. I imagine Twinkachu turns around and goes for it. There's no way that they don't, right?
Oh, we'll see.
No, they're going up to the mazes. Oh no, Twinkachu. I mean, you can only play the game that you have in front of you, right? And it's very easy for us to sit here and see both feeds. But I think the greed play here from Twinkachu is possibly going to get them a bit. Oh, but Yomsa's going for the greed play as well. Is going down for the tape, not knowing that Twinkachu has that tape already.
Very top end of first maze for Twinkachu.
Yep. So he will now know that. I mean, that doesn't confirm the tape though necessarily, does it? So.
Oh no, but.
Oh, this is interesting. Neither of them going for the easy bait on the board there with the middle of upper area. I'm amazed, but it's definitely nail biting.
It looks like both
see what
teams
Yomsa wants to do now.
An experience.
Yomsa's
right
going
now.
for this Oh, Yomsa not quite getting the. Oh, going down this way. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
So you can boost off of that ramp and just get straight into there without doing this, but this works, you know. Oh no, Yomsa's seen it. Yomsa's going for the F-Aussie.
Oh, down middle
area.
tube.
Yeah. Twinkachu's going for it as well.
Oh no!
Yomsa does get it. Oh no, Twinkachu.
So that leaves Kibo 250k.
Slightly too late.
I have a feeling.
Oh, they're both going to be rushing to Kibo now.
Before, I don't think Yomsa's going straight into Kibo. I think Twinkachu's going to end up in Kibo. Low health. That's
and Yomsa takes bottom points 50k, right? Cleans up FRZ, gets bottom point 50k, while Twinkachu feels they have to go to Kibo. That would be sensible.
Yeah.
Kibo's a big time commitment, and if you can get bottom point, that would be amazing. Jammy Pat is in
Also
Shibuya-cho, but not in...
This is a terrifying board right now.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the other two players, because that's going to be what this comes down to with the Chuo Air 4, which would complete that bingo. Jammy Pat in Dogen, so closer currently to Shibuya. Sorry, to the Shibuya hub, so able to go to Chuo. Hopefully they go for that. Right now they appear to have picked up Dogen Grind 10 and points 50k, which it's a good quick 2 points. But these bingos are so commanding, and as you said, Suez points 100k. Yomso can just pick where he wants to go right now, and he's going straight up to the points 100k.
Yeah, to be fair,
this is so interesting.
I think Team Fortress are kind of playing with the idea that they can get a lot of points with a bingo, and so going for a slower bingo isn't necessarily a bad play because they're most likely going to be uncontested. Because who goes to stop a slow bingo, right? People always rush the
exactly.
bingos.
Yeah, so Twinkachu's gone for the Kibo 250k, but there's 2 other potential bingos to worry about. Jammy Pat can shut one of them down, going for Chuo now, which I think is sensible. But yeah, bottom point's gonna sit there.
Yeah, and Yomsa already unlocking 100k.
This has been an incredible set of reads from Team Fortress as well, because obviously they saw Nago was further away from Chuo. Literally as far away as possible in Highway 0, so just assuming it would get picked up first.
And there's the bingo, so there's 100k.
Twinkachu's picked up the tape, now trying to get points. Setting it up from here is not really too achievable, but you can get it on the way there normally.
Oh yeah, you can get it on the way there for sure. That's one good thing about Kibo is you don't necessarily have to unlock it immediately. You don't have to unlock it immediately. You can unlock it while you go towards the spawn.
Yeah, definitely. Especially if you're like me and you're 100% routing brained. Your brain wants to do it in a certain way, but actually you can do it in multiple ways. Twinkachu not currently on the points rail. Okay, there we go. I think they're probably going to try and unlock it in the wall ride room, but I don't think you can get a points rail from this side of the wall ride room. You have to go from the other side. So it's like losing a small amount of time here trying to set that up.
Yeah, meanwhile, Nago and Yoms are co-oping RDH, which will kind of get rid of one of the higher point squares left on the board, and something that I think Jehovah's favourite Catboys would really need at this point in the game. And unless something goes catastrophically wrong, like they both die in RDH, it's
it's 10 to 8 based on squares, plus 4 for the bingo. So if they pick up the 3 for the graffiti as well, then that's 17 points, I think, which means 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. But yeah, so if they pick up this bingo, they've won, essentially. There are not enough squares worth enough points left on the board. There are no bingos left that I can see that JFC can pick up. So,
well, no, once you've got a diagonal, you've shut down all the bingos for the other team.
Well, then, yeah, exactly. There you go. So, yeah, even if they pick up every other square that is available, this graffiti will seal it for Team Fortress. Really dominant play there with the bingo setting up at the start.
Though this is always, I think it's one of those, first game, it's like a pancake. It will never quite go as you expect. I love using pancakes as an analogy, especially after Yoms's fighting words before this match. I'm all shout outs to all types of pancakes. I don't discriminate and all that. But equally, you know, JFC, very rough starting game, but we have seen in the past that they are able to have that rough game and go, oh well, let's do something different this time and do it better. So
yeah,
while
absolutely.
this is
and
crushing
when you
first game.
Yeah, when you look at this game as well, the kind of, if it were me and I was reflecting on what went wrong, I would definitely look at prioritizing those squares that will compromise a bingo. Twinkachi was going for like the efficient clear out FRZ route, which makes sense if you're uncontested, but when there's a square as important as that middle upper area default sol was, you kind of just have to get that first. I'd almost have like grabbed the tape, grabbed that, and then gone for the other two that block the other bingos, rather than stay in FRZ. So yeah, that graffiti pickup means that it is sadly game already. Very quick game. I say sadly because it's you know, we like to see as much bingo as we possibly can, but that was an incredibly impressive game. Very fast pickups.
And so we're just going to see the mop-ups right now. Nago in Hikage. Yomsa going towards bottom point. Well, we thought Yomsa was going to go earlier, but it's one of the last squares on the board. But Twinkachi already in bottom point.
Such a greedy play to go for FRZ in that position as well.
It paid off.
But it paid off, yeah. I mean, both players played greedy, and Yomsa's greed was slightly greedier. I don't know what the right...
Well, I think Team Fortress in particular are very big fans of just pure aggression, just going for it. I think Yomsa in particular has said in the past, if you play defensively, you won't win. You'll just lose slightly better than if you didn't. Which, whether or not you agree with it, kind of speaks to the mentality of if you just go for it, just go pure aggression. If you can get the upper hand, you will maintain that for the rest of the game.
So in this game, it did pay off, but I will come back to that point about the middle upper area sol. I think it would have been a very, very different story if Yomsa had beelined FRZ and then not achieved that bingo. I think it would have been a very different, or not like threatened that bingo at the very least. It would have definitely changed the flow of the game. Because then Kibo points is no longer in contention, right? Which means they don't get free reign of the rest of FRZ or sewers. That other bingo may not happen because Twinkachi's in a better position to move around. I think it's I definitely think it's definitely paid off in this game. I wouldn't say it's the be all and end all of strategy, but it has in this instance worked very well.
Oh yeah, I'm just like I say, it speaks to Yomsa's mentality in these matches. You know, you go full aggression and it can work well. So we're just seeing SDPP special be grabbed. And then between this match and the next one, there'll be a short break, but we'll be back very, very quickly with some more bingos. Hopefully some bingos
Shame
for
we don't
Jehovah's
have the
favourite Catboys.
It's a shame we don't have the IGT timer on this version. It would be cool to see how fast this game was.
Well, we can always look back on it RTA afterwards.
Yeah, we might have to. This was very quick.
Yeah.
Although it's not going to seem that way because now they have to all run across the map to get to SDPP, but... It looks like it's going to be Yomsa picking it up. Yomsa's just everywhere. Like, Yomsa is so fast.
Yeah. Well, that's all the practice Yomsa's had recently at playing Jet Set Radio Future. I'm definitely thinking that will help pay. That will definitely be paying off in this game mode, so to speak.
I wonder if there's any room for, because it's co-op, right? So yeah, you can actually see Nago is just going towards the soul position because you can unlock it from this death walk with Yomsa. So very smart play. I finally know the ins and outs of co-op.
Yeah, co-op's
Yomsa needing to slow down.
Addition.
Yeah, Yomsa going for the points off of this rail. It's slightly awkward to set up sometimes.
Oh yeah. Or going for special rather.
Oh, sorry, it's special, isn't it? My bad. Yeah, I worked out co-op, but I can't read the thing.
And flipping heck. Nago's just kind of chilling, waiting, and there's a square.
Yep, there we go. That is GG. First game going to Team Fortress.
Yeah.
Very fast.
So we'll have a short few-minute break. Aeolus, if you want to entertain the audience, feel free. I'll be just a moment.
Sure. Hello, everyone in the audience. How's it going? How did you find that game? Tell me all about your thoughts and perspectives. Very fast, absolutely jakey. Very quick game. I think another thing to be said for the aggressive playstyle is it does kind of remove the time that the other team has to think about things. Especially like when you're in the moment trying to do stuff in general. Like when you see squares being marked off incredibly quickly, it does make it very difficult to think about your next move because you start to feel very much like you're being rushed down, and it definitely puts a lot of pressure on you. So it's another advantage of the ultra aggressive playstyle. Also, I like Yomsa's gum. I like the yellow and the orange. Sorry, the orange and the purple. It's a good combo. Nago repping Soda, of course. Wonder where Ace Bats has gone. Should we speculate? Should we wonder about what's going on? Oh, they've been friends in 99th. That's cute. I think Ace Bats has gone away because he doesn't like me. I think that's it. I think Ace Bats has decided he's had enough of me. That's why he asked me on to do commentary, was because he hates me. He wanted to abandon me on stream. Catboys and cat adjacent boys and catboy adjacents and cat adjacent bot adjacents sends JFC your energy. Yeah, we're sending the energy. We want to see as much as fast games are incredibly impressive. We want to see as much bingo as possible. So if JFC can get a win, we get a nice long set to watch more bingo content. Hopefully now they're kind of reflecting on the last game, putting some thoughts together, maybe working out what can go different next time.
Yep. Right, so I'm sure we'll be starting again shortly. That last match was a good mix, actually, of pure, regular bingo play and a bit of co-op play at the same time. It was very, very well played from Team Fortress. But I'm sure shortly we'll see if Jehovah's favourite Catboys can bring this back. And let's have a look at the board from our end.
Yeah, I'm just having a little look now.
Ooh. Interesting centre square.
There are 4 Shibuya souls.
4 Shibuya souls.
Points 100k, Cubby, Tricks 25, and Shibuya platform.
Do you think we'll see someone go into Shibuya?
I would anticipate some Shibuyage occurring in this game. And in terms of graffitis, we've got bottom point and FRZ. Bottom point relatively short in terms of graffiti. FRZ a bit longer. Both over in the Kagane side. What else is in bottom point? There's actually 3 souls in bottom point as well. And only 1 in FRZ. So are they ones that can be partial though? That's the question. Catwalk near Cube? Not really. Catwalk PJ Room 3? That could be partialed slightly. Unlocking Cube? Kind of a slow one there. So a small amount of potential to grab a fast soul and then partial some sprays, but it's bottom point. It's one of the faster graffiti routes in the game. We'll see now anyway where they want to go. I imagine someone's going to go to Shibuya on both sides. So Yomsa going Shibuya from Team Fortress, Jammy going Shibuya from Team JFC. And platform is that usually what people rush first, but people have learned, which is good. Back in Season 1, everyone used to rush Shibuya platform, but actually, it's way more sensible to
but yeah, Jammy Pack going
go for the picked up there. Sorry. Oh, sorry, no, platform. I'm thinking of bus terminal, bus shelter. Yeah. Sorry, I'm getting mixed up. Either way, Jammy picking up the tape is going to put them in a position to approach the Trix 25 and the points 100k. So trading a faster default for perhaps 2 tape souls is sometimes the better play. So.
Yep. And looks like Nago going straight into bottom point with Twinkie and RDH. As you mentioned earlier, there's a lot of squares in bottom point, which does make it a power bottom point.
Oh, very good. So points 100k is going to go towards JFC, but Yomsa, having already picked up the tape, manages to get Tricks. So that's the advantage of going for the tape early. Gone, sadly. Jammy is in a slightly better position to go for Cubby, but Yomsa actually boosting there, making it incredibly close. Oh, not quite. Yeah, so realizing, I think just a bit of stream delay there and realizing it's been taken and just moving on instead of going for the Cubby. But yeah, the boost made that incredibly close, I feel like. So Nago just going for the full clear of bottom point right now, it looks like.
Yeah, which is an interesting play. I mean, it'll get them a lot of squares, but...
Yeah, unless Twinkachu decides to take the alternate route, because Twinkachu is now in sewers. So if Twinkachu goes the other way round, Twinkachu could, in theory, pick up the default in Catwalk PJ Room 3, which would be quite a sneaky play. And it looks like that's exactly what's happening. So if Nago hasn't marked anything, right, for a while. So the assumption is that Nago is doing something that is time-consuming, which would probably be bottom point over FRZ. Therefore, why not just go and steal the if they're doing the full graffiti route, the normal way around, why not go to the end and take the soul, which is exactly what Twinkachu's doing right here. So just like stealing a small amount of value of being in bottom point. I think that's a very good play. And now they're in a much better position to leave, so they might just go start FRZ. Who knows? Yeah. Yomsa, however, has already thought about that and is already in FRZ. Ooh. So
can't leave Jammy kind of chilling on their own. It's always interesting.
Oh, Krabby's just pointed out in chat, row 3 bingo potential. So Jammy is in SDPP, picking that up right now, and can go straight to Skydono after. So Yomsa is likely going to prioritize special in FRZ, which I think would be the play. I think if you get too greedy here and start spraying loads of things, then you're going to... I mean, he'll probably partial... Oh, no, not even partially in those. Yeah, going straight for the soul, not even interested in the graffiti right now. Yeah, so this is kind of what was missing from the last game in terms of fending off offense, was just noticing these bingos and then prioritizing like the ones that are going to like this is the defensive play, and I like this one. This is a really sensible move, I think. Just maximizing your chances of picking up that soul.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a very solid play. I'm just looking at the board. I mean, we're going to see Nago get the graffiti soon, which will put Nago in a good position and put Team Fortress in a good position in terms of points. And it kind of puts a bit of pressure on Jehovah's favourite Catboys to maybe go for FRZ graffiti.
See, neither team there have gone for the partials in the tape room, even though they were both there. Which I can understand wanting to do it as quick as possible, but that's...
You lose so little time, I think.
I mean, having to go down there is is a big time loss as well in the graffiti route, right? So yeah, you don't lose much time spraying them.
You lose very little time going.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's interesting. I mean, it's kind of paid off for both of them because neither team has gone for it, right? But if one team had gone for it over the other, that would actually be quite a nice chunk of time saved if they come back to FRZ later. So. But because neither team went for it, I suppose it's now just net neutral again. Twinkachi, meanwhile, with a small lead over Nago into Kibo. So what have we got in Kibo? We've got under platformer end, we've got unlock boogie, and we've got trick 60.
Ooh!
Oh!
There we go. Oh,
let's go Twinkachi.
There. Where's
beautiful.
Missing
Yomsa
it?
missing. Okay, so Twinkachi going for the default, I imagine, but it depends how pressured they feel. Like they could go greedy here and go for boogie as well, but
I think
again, they probably don't. They probably feel pressured and think that Yomsa is going to be right on their tail. So we'll see if Twinkachi goes to the greed or the safe play.
It's not very forgiving, and it will almost randomly screw you over.
We're going for the greed. Twinkachi's going to pick up all three of these souls. It looks like.
Oh, going for the fast jump, not quite getting it, but. Going for the safe finish, which is always fun.
So Yomsa is going into Sua's points 100k, it looks like. Not a very fast soul to get, so it's going to be a while before Twinkachi has the opportunity to realize that Yomsa is not here contesting them.
That said, Yomsa is quite quick at getting this particular soul, as you can see. Almost already got it.
Oh yeah, for sure. But yeah, if I was Twinkachi right now, for example, I would be very worried about Yomsa being right on my tail. So they're not going to get the reassurance that they've actually got free reign in Kibo for a while.
Yep.
So heading down now for the tape, I like this. Oh, that's a beautiful jump angle. That was beautiful. And then going to unlock trick 60 and then probably utilize a very certain piece of tech that that a certain someone pioneered.
What tech could you be
to
talking
get out of
about?
Kibo? Possibly a tech that allows you to go back in Kibo. Oh, Twinkachi just leaving with the
tape. So if they come back later, knowing Yomsa's not in Kibo, I think Yomsa falling in sewers. That is a very brutal fall.
Tricks 45, is at the top, so probably just leaving with the soul unlocked.
Twinkachi, slight advantage getting out of sewers. I'm sure this didn't quite go to plan. Wait, no. Yeah, sewers tricks 45 was probably on Yomsa's radar. However, that unfortunate kiss kind of just threw Yomsa out there and forced him to go elsewhere for now.
So, interesting from Jammy there, getting stuck with picking up that Sky Dino special. We've been so focused on this on this back and forth in Kogane that the other two players have kind of had free reign of either Darkside or Shibuya Cho respectively.
And it's worth pointing out that bottom point Catwalk PJ Room 3 really helped out Jehovah's favourite Catboys. Just getting that one and leaving has just prevented a bingo, which is always good to see.
Yeah, exactly. So that just sneaky, that game awareness to say I can make this sneaky play where I take that soul from the end of the graffiti route. I think is I used to love doing that a lot when I played bingo. You know, I love to see other people doing that because I think it's so smart sometimes when it's just a fast soul. You can just completely shut down the value they're expecting to get from an area. I think that's really cool.
Yeah. And Twinkachi back in FRZ while Yomsa getting 99 points 100k. Meanwhile, Jammy not contested at all.
Twinkachi going for the sprays, yeah. And without Yomsa having partialed, Twinkachi's... I know Twinkachi has been practicing a lot of the graffiti routes. Seen them doing it on stream. So, presumably with an advantage, it should be Twinkachu's square at this point, right? Like, obviously, unless one of the other two turns around and things go very wrong for Twinkachu, but I'm assuming it'll all go smoothly.
Yeah.
No commentator's curse here, of course, but
Yeah. So the remaining squares are quite a tricky position because Yomsa in a good position to just grab anything they want. I mean, at the moment, Jammy and Twinkachu are up on squares, but if Nago's mopping up Shibuya Cho, that gap is going to decrease slightly with the
yeah.
Cho
So we can see
grind
Yomsa
10.
heading back to Kogane. I think they will see that one square plus graffiti gets it for JFC, and that Yomsa will go for the graffiti and try and contest. That's my theory, but we might be proved wrong immediately. No, I'm proved wrong immediately. So all Jammy has to do is pick up one square that someone else didn't. So no one's been to Dogen yet.
Yeah.
Dogen isolated platform down the hill.
I mean, it's worth
is
keeping in mind.
a
Kibo
square.
took 60.
That's
With-
also a
with
point.
the
They have an
information
advantage
they
on that
have,
square.
That is a really solid square for them to go to. But we'll see
So-
where Jammy goes.
Twinkachu halfway through graffiti. Jammy is going into Kogane. Oh, I don't know.
No,
If that's going
it's
to work
one
out.
graffiti,
Oh, no,
one
because
square,
the
there's
tape
two.
carries over. Of course,
Yeah.
the tape carries over.
Yeah.
I forget that happens. I'm still getting used to. I'm a bingo boomer. Okay, I'm still getting used for the.
So Twinkachu
Still getting
earlier
used
kind
to
of
the
just
co-op
going
rules.
in, getting that boogie up a platform at the end, going, "Hey, I'm here. What do you want to do about it?" Getting the tape and then just leaving. So now Jammy
Yeah,
can come
exactly.
in and just mop up that soul. Though, getting Sua's tape? Okay, but Yomsa's just marked as Sua's soul, so hopefully Jammy takes the hint and goes to
Into Kibo. No, Jammy.
bottom point.
Jammy's going for the cube race.
So is
Can I just
Yomsa.
check the points and make sure that we haven't miscalced? So we are 10 to 11 right now. There are no bingos, and there is one graffiti on the side of yellow.
So if Twinkachu gets this graffiti, it'll be a tied game. So then it's just a case of the remaining squares.
Yeah,
And
I
obviously,
see. So it's
Nago's
not
got
quite as close
Dogen.
as we thought it was.
I think both squares may be needed, or both Kogane squares, which is looking bad for
Well,
Jammy at the
Yomsa's
moment.
got a better sexy fish, so
Yeah,
we are into the cube race for Yomsa. Jammy's just gotten through now. That's actually probably an incredibly pivotal part of the game right there.
yeah.
Oh, and Jammy is going to be stuck in that race as well.
Though in this scenario,
Twink-
being stuck in the race isn't necessarily as bad as it would otherwise be.
Yeah, they are very close to each other, but
yeah, that's odd. Could Jammy potentially have a... Nah, they're a room apart. So unless Yomsa
yeah, I
has
don't think there's a
critical
chance there,
failure,
unfortunately.
or Jammy gets some kind of crazy-ass triple.
I mean, stranger things have been done, you know?
It's true. So we're seeing Twinkachu with FRZ, but this race between Yomsa and Jammy. I mean, maybe Yomsa will churn, but who knows? Wouldn't be the first time someone's chunned in this particular race. Not salty at all, by the way. Oh goodness.
Yeah, so just to clarify in my head right now. So if FRZ spray gets picked up by JFC, then it still doesn't matter if Yomsa gets cube race.
If Yomsa gets cube race, I believe that
I think
may
they've
be
won, yeah.
game.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah, I think
that's
they've
game.
won because it's 10 to 13. They pick up both these squares, which puts them on 12, and then they've got equal graffitis.
Yeah.
So that is unfortunately the way the cookie crumbles. I think we miscalculated the score somewhere in our commentary there. It's unfortunate. It was an interesting choice to go for unlock cube, but I think knowing that you need 2 squares, it was definitely the right one. It literally came down to that sexy fish. If Jammy Pat had gotten that out of bounds death warp before Yomsa did,
Yeah.
and by not failing it the first time, it would have been game for them. That is so unfortunate.
But that like I say, it was a very close game between them. So that they definitely took on board what happened in that first game. It was just very unfortunate right towards the end. It all came down to a fish that may or may not have been
sadly.
sexy.
So we're gonna see Nago and Yomsa both now. I mean, Nago's gonna go for the tape. Yomsa's gonna go for the soul unlock, I imagine, or just get in position and Nago unlocks it. One of the two. Jammy will just have to unlock the soul on the way through, which isn't too difficult so long as you don't boom your tricks. And yeah, there's the FRZ pickup for Twinkachu.
Yeah.
So unfortunate though. That's such a close game. And close in points and in terms of how the points were allocated. Sometimes, the points don't reflect how close a game actually was. This one, it definitely did.
Yeah.
Down to the wire.
So Jammy already on their way to trick 60, whereas Yomsa's waiting for the tape. We'll have to kind of.
There's the unlock for Jammy. This is so Nago. If they wanted to get the tricks as quickly as possible, all they had to do was turn around and go back up the railing like we do in 100%. But that's the pickup there for JFC. So GG to both teams. That was an incredibly close second game, especially coming back from that first game that was very very quick victory for Team Fortress. I think it's very commendable to get your head back in the space of trying your best and taking a game that close again. That's takes a lot of resilience.
Yeah. So well played from both teams. That is a victory for Team Fortress with a lovely off center. But that's how it goes. So do we know are we going to be graced by the presents?
Oh, I certainly hope so.
Unless this is where I find out it was first to 3.
Bit of confusion in the chat. No, Team Fortress won by a point, Krabby.
Yeah, the final scores there was 12 to 13 going to Team Fortress. Both teams had a single graffiti. I believe we will be shortly joined by our winners of today's match. Hello.
Welcome. Congratulations.
Hello. Thank you. I don't know.
So how do you feel?
I feel pretty good. I think the second game was a bit closer than maybe we wanted it to be, but
it
I think
definitely was.
But
to put it into perspective about how close that second game was, Jammy missed the out of bounds once in bottom point to get down to cube. If they'd have gotten it first try, then they would have got the cube square.
Oof. Did they have the Kibo tape yet?
They did.
Yes, they did. Yeah, when Twinkachu went to
they did. Got it. Yeah,
went to Kibo to get Boogie, they also picked up the tape on the way out.
Okay, that's pretty funny. 'Cause I was telling Nago like they should have the tape, so if they go for bottom point here first, that would be an insane play.
Yeah.
And then they were doing it.
That's what they went for, but sadly they just didn't quite manage to get there before you.
Well,
also, a brief question about the first game as well. Yomsa, when you went into FRZ, at the after you had the initial kind of cleanup that you did, what was your thought process with what square you wanted to go for first in FRZ?
I was prioritizing 2 bingos on the diagonal. I think it was points 50k and like the drop down soul, the tube thing. So I just needed
Yeah,
those
yeah, yeah.
specifically. So I could have gotten like one of the other ones first, but I didn't need them, so I didn't go for them.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. I was curious because I think I didn't notice the 50k bingo, but I noticed the other one. So I was curious what the mindset was. But yeah, obviously if they're both in a bingo, that makes sense.
Yeah,
Cool.
like I say, very aggressive plays in that first game.
Yeah, that
but
first
it
game was
definitely
incredibly
paid
quick.
off.
Yeah, it was basically our plan, like, because we played them in the, or well, this is what mostly Yomps is thinking, but like we played them in the, in the group stage, and they kind of like, the big thing we noticed is that they like dropping everything they do, or like anything they're doing, when they see like a bingo on the board, they immediately go over there to block it. So instead of going for bingos, we just like got board control and just threatened a bunch of bingos so that we could just like kind of just like pick up squares wherever we wanted, basically. And it really worked out in the first game. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
It didn't really look like that because we got a bingo, but the goal
Yeah.
wasn't really to get bingos, it was to try and like yank them around the map, going for inefficient squares, trying to play defensive.
Yeah.
But then because
Yeah,
we just had
absolutely.
so much board control, we were able to threaten 2 bingos at once. At that point, you kind of
Yeah.
have to go for one.
Yeah, you forced Twinkachu into Kibo very early, and like that literally just gave you free reign of Kagani at that point because that soul is so long to get on its own.
Yeah, exactly.
Very well played from both teams, really. It's
Yeah, absolutely. GG.
it's kind of.
Yeah, I'm
nail
impressed
biting
Jamie
at
went
the
to
end.
bottom point, honestly.
We were
Like,
all kind
that's
of
kind of
surprised,
unfortunate.
but it was kind of. I'm looking back
Yeah.
on it, the play to do. So
I was worried
Yeah,
about
we were
them
only
doing
surprised
that.
because we counted the points wrong.
Oh, I see.
We were
Well,
only surprised
I
because,
heard
because
Ava's
we,
count, and I was like, yeah, that's.
yeah. So
Yeah.
hey, I read it from chat. Okay.
Oh, well.
I somehow
I didn't
managed
count
to
it myself.
I somehow managed to successfully do math when I was in Hikage, like figuring out that like we needed like X amount of points to win. I don't know how I pulled that off doing math, but I did it. I figured out the win condition, and I'm sure that you and Ace and whoever has yelled at me for not knowing win conditions, I hope you're very proud of me.
He might be scared of you.
So I mean, you worked it out in the middle of a game of bingo where 2 commentators and a chat full of people who aren't playing a game of bingo couldn't. So I think that's very impressive.
It was very funny opening Twitch chat and then seeing Krabby be like, I thought JFC won.
Yeah,
I'm
I
like,
thought you
you're
lost."
not even in the game is over and you're still like having issues with the math is just hard. I don't know what's up with math.
Yeah, it's difficult sometimes. Especially with like, it's not just as simple as looking at the squares. It's sometimes a bit harder. You have to work out like bingos and graffiti and stuff, right?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
it's sometimes a little bit less little bit less
obvious.
straightforward.
Yeah, indeed.
Anyway, we have good news if anyone's a bingo fan in chat. In 1 hour, or just under 1 hour, we'll have another match of the good old Jolly Good Fellows, which have team names that I'm trying to remember of 100% FC and Sickos, which is going to be very entertaining, I think. Those 2 teams are teams to look out for. I don't know which way that one's going. So,
Actually, yeah, I'm very intrigued because Ryomi's gotten a lot better, like in recent times. So I'm very intrigued actually how this match is going. Like I've gotten a lot more scared of Ryomi recently. So
If not for the fact that FC beat them in the previous match, I would say it leans towards Sickos, but since that happened, I don't know.
yeah, I mean,
I could see anything happening.
yeah, anything. It could go to anyone. But I guess we'll find out in 55 minutes. But
Nice.
for now,
can't wait.
it doesn't matter if you don't know the lingo. It's always a fun time on JSRF Bingo.